Tesla is finally set to add CarPlay to their vehicles in 2025, but it's not going to be the way that owners are expecting. Still going to be some good features, but there's some good news and some bad news here you need to know because, as always with Tesla, it's a little complicated. Plus, Tesla just released a slew of new discounts to new customers, and these are bigger discounts than we were expecting, plus a couple of freebies. I've got some updates on the Model Y Juniper launch, and also there is some continued bad news about Tesla in 2025 that you need to know because it looks like current owners are about to get left behind by Elon and co. As always these days, lots of good news and bad news happening in the wild world of Tesla, so let me break down everything you need to know right now. Also, like you need to know about this video sponsor, Sentry Pro, the only way to turn Sentry Mode in your Tesla Pro and get notified whenever Sentry Mode goes off. Stay tuned to learn more about my favorite third-party Tesla app and how you can get started totally for free. Okay, now in all seriousness, I really don't want to be all doom and gloom in this video. Yes, there are some serious discussions we need to have about some bad news for Tesla in 2025 and some things that owners aren't going to be excited about. But at the same time, there is some good stuff we've got to talk about, including these all-new surprise discounts that I'm not sure why they're here, but I mean, it's a good thing, so I'm not going to question it. One of the new ones, of course, is that Tesla just upped the referral discount of the Model 3 to $2,500. You can still, of course, get $500 off a Model Y, old Model Y, not Model Y Juniper, $2,500 off a Model 3. Model X is going to save you $1,000, same for Model S, and then also for Cybertruck. So $2,500, the biggest discount Tesla's currently offering is for Model 3, and I'm not exactly sure why, but they're going aggressive with trying to sell Model 3s. But it's not just the straight up referral discount because Tesla's also running some special lease deals on Model 3 as well. In fact, you can get the Model 3 cheaper than you can the older Model Y lease, which I'd argue you're getting a way better car for a cheaper price. Tesla actually lowered the price of the two bottom offerings. Now let me go ahead and take off these savings here so you can get the true number. It's going to be $250 a month for a long-range rear-wheel drive offering, and for the middle tier, all-wheel drive, $350 a month. So I think these are down both $50 per month. Now you can get into a Tesla for as cheap with $3,000 down, 36 month, 10,000 miles for $250 a month, which is a really, really good deal for a pretty amazing car. But this actually wasn't the only Tesla lease special that we actually also got at the same time, because another Tesla, surprisingly, that got a discount in the lease department was the Cybertruck. Now you can lease a dual motor Cybertruck for $750 a month. Tesla's really trying to move these Cybertrucks in their inventory. So if you've been looking at a Cybertruck, you've been looking at a lease deal, that is now here for $750 a month. Though I should mention this is going to be a much bigger down payment, $7,500 down, 36 month, 10,000 miles. You can, of course, adjust that to a lesser down payment, though you're going to be at a higher monthly payment. So some new specials here to take advantage of for Model 3 and Cybertruck. No changes for Model Y, Model 3 Performance, or any of the other models. That's actually not the only discount Tesla is offering for Cybertruck, though. A couple other things, again, they're running for specifically Foundation Series Cybertrucks as they're trying to get rid of these in their inventory. Not only can you now get a discount on those in the existing inventory, Tesla's offering free lifetime supercharging, but they're also offering a free wrap through a third party called Expel if you go through and get a Cybertruck Foundation Series from inventory. So Tesla's trying to throw everything in the kitchen sink, free lifetime supercharging, free wrap, FSD, all those extra goodies and things if you go with a Foundation Cybertruck. So if you want a free wrap and you want to pay Cybertruck money, or I should say Foundation Series money, that is now an option for a limited time. But the good news for Cybertruck does not end there, because if you're looking to buy a new Cybertruck, non-Foundation Series, you just saved yourself about $8,000 as the Cybertruck now does officially qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. So again, the way this works is as long as you, the buyer, qualifies, and you can look up the qualifications for yourself, and most people will qualify, you can take nearly $8,000 right off the purchase price of the truck, making this truck effectively $8,000 cheaper. Now, the one thing to keep in mind with this is that there is a MSRP cap of $80,000 for the vehicle to qualify. So as of right now, the dual motor Cybertruck is right under that cap, as seems like Tesla obviously did that on purpose. So what that means is while it does qualify, you can't upgrade the wheels to the cyber wheels. You can't upgrade the interior to the white decor. I believe you can add full self-driving as software doesn't count against the cap, but basically you can't change anything. You got to keep it sort of stock, bare bones, no interior color change and no wheel change in order to make sure you qualify for that tax credit if you want to save $8,000. Moving on to the Model Y Juniper, I've got some good news and bad news here that probably is worth discussing for a moment. The good news / bad news is that it looks like Model Y Juniper Launch Edition is, I want to say selling quite well, but there is a great number of orders. Volume seems to have picked up and Tesla is selling out. In fact, here in the United States, you can no longer configure this with a white interior. Tesla says specifically on their website that it's sold out. So if you do still want to get a launch series Model Y, you've got to go with a black interior. And then the other interesting change here is from China, as we're now learning that Tesla has removed the old Model Y from the Tesla China website, which signals a couple of interesting changes here are coming. Number one, the reason that I think most are excited about this is they're assuming that Model Y Juniper production is ramping up to the point where Tesla is going to stop obviously selling the old Model Y and switch over to just the Model Y Juniper. And eventually what this means is that Tesla is going to drop the launch series price premium and basically allow you to buy a Model Y for around the cheaper price tag of the older model. So basically, if you want the new Model Y Juniper, but you don't want to pay the launch series premium, that should be coming sometime soon. At least this signals that it's coming in the not too distant future. And then one other quick discount I will mention for those of you who are Tesla insurance customers and you do a lot of Tesla FSD driving, Tesla's actually offering up to 10% off per month your monthly premium if you drive 50% more of your miles on FSD supervised. So I've talked before, there's a lot of good and bad with Tesla insurance. There really wasn't a whole lot of draw to this before. But if you're looking to save money on your insurance and you do a lot of FSD driving anyways, if you go through Tesla insurance, you can now save up to 10% a month just by doing your typical driving. So that's super cool to see. Okay, now while that is the good news, there are also sort of some bad news, like I mentioned, we got to discuss in 2025, because there's a lot of anger that a lot of customers have with Tesla for many different reasons, but let's talk specifically for a moment about software. There's a lot of good happening here, but also some things that are super frustrating. For example, one of the good things that is nice to see is that Tesla's actually bringing some of the features that were only iPhone exclusive over to Android phones. So for example, the auto opening for frunk and trunk is now available on certain Android phones. So that is super cool to see. And like I mentioned, while Tesla is not going to be bringing full support for CarPlay or Android Auto to their vehicles basically anytime in the foreseeable future, they are still making steps this year to bring a lot of the core features you'd want over to Teslas. For example, we've seen Tesla really aggressively try to add way more media sources. This is something, for example, that's been great on CarPlay. You can add different podcast apps and music apps and things like that. Tesla has really bolstered their lineup in their vehicles with Audible and SiriusXM and other options. The big thing we've heard is that Tesla really wants to sort of make their own Waze-like navigation system where you'd be able to report incidents. You could see, police or red light cameras ahead, and really, I think the sort of creme de la creme, the magic sauce here, would be real-time information sharing from Teslas that dynamically would adjust traffic and construction and congestion and things like that built right into your vehicle. And Tesla's really, their goal here, they're hoping that you wouldn't really miss, CarPlay and Android Auto and things like that if they could build in the features you'd want right into their own operating system. And as nice as it is to see Tesla try to do this on their own, I also think this is sort of one of those instances where the help of third parties can really enhance your Tesla experience and also fix a lot of the issues you'd normally have. For example, like I've mentioned before on this channel, one of my favorite apps for my Tesla is Sentry Pro that basically fixes a lot of the issues many people have with Sentry Mode. For example, I love Sentry Mode, like I love to know my car is always recording, but I wish I could be alerted whenever something was to happen. Especially these days, I think there's like a weird rise in Tesla vandalisms, and I think just in general, people want to keep tabs on their car. With Sentry Mode, you wouldn't didn't know what was to happen until you got back to the car. With Sentry Pro, though, whenever Sentry mode goes off for any specific reason, you are alerted right on your phone or your watch. Then you can jump into the app, you can check the cameras and see exactly what's happening. That's, again, a perfect use case where a third-party developer who's a passionate Tesla owner has solved a real problem that Tesla's not addressing and really enhancing the Tesla ownership experience in a really big way. And I think this is one of the best parts of Tesla ownership is you really have this vibrant community of not just enthusiasts, but like really smart people who can develop apps and fix critical solutions. A couple of other things specifically I like about Sentry Pro, besides just the fact that it actually makes Sentry mode way more useful, is that it's going to work on all Teslas. So S, X, 3, Y, Cybertruck, it's got you covered. New features are being added all the time. I love that there's both integrations for iOS or Android and also Apple Watch, which is nice to sort of get those notifications there. And there's a new lifetime subscription offering. So if you're just someone who doesn't want to pay monthly or yearly, you just want to pay once and be done, that is now an option as well. Though I should mention, of course, you can try it free if you want to sort of take a crack at it and get started and see what it's all about. So if you do want to try Sentry Pro for yourself, highly recommend it. Couldn't recommend it more enough for any Tesla owner. Again, iPhone or Android. You can get started for free. Link, of course, is down below. Really does make Sentry mode useful. Uses, of course, the official Tesla API and all that stuff, so it's very safe and secure and all that. But just again, fixes one of the core issues with Tesla. So I'll leave that link down below if you want to check it out. Again, great companion for your Tesla. In addition to Sentry Pro, again, in sort of the same spirit, a lot of developers have also stepped up to try to fix this CarPlay issue on Tesla, and I've shown this off on my channel a couple of times. I think the easiest solution I found is I've used what's called the Tesla Mirror app. I'm not sure if they're still around for public download. I'll include a couple of solutions down below that do the same thing. Basically, what this lets you do is automatically mirror your phone screen to your Tesla screen wirelessly. So you can put up things like Waze, or you could do YouTube, which I wouldn't recommend while driving, but you could basically mirror anything on your phone screen to your Tesla screen. So if you really did want a specific app on your screen, this is a way you could do it. The downside, though, is that there's no touchscreen support. It's just a straight up mirror of it. I've shown off before the boxes you can get. Actually, let me see if I have a box I can show you. I've shown these off before. This is the T2C from CarLink Kit, though a couple of different companies make it. Basically, this is like a physical product you can buy that lets you run full-on CarPlay or Android Auto wirelessly on your Tesla. It's not the best experience because it's not officially supported, but if you really care about CarPlay and Android Auto, this will actually do the trick and it will work. But again, I think it's awesome to see so many in the Tesla community solving real problems and trying to fix a lot of the shortcomings that Tesla has, especially in 2025. Of course, we've also heard rumors for a while that Tesla could be working on their own app store. I think these rumors started back in 2020, so we're not coming up on 5 years and we've seen no evidence to suggest this is still happening. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But I think for those of you, to be clear, who are looking for a sort of CarPlay solution, Tesla is definitely taking their own steps to independently add a lot of these main features, media apps, mapping, integrations, things like that. But if you want a true CarPlay experience, you're going to have to go third party if you really want to add that to your vehicle, though again, hopefully software updates in 2025 will fix a lot of those missing pieces and shortcomings. And I think to that end, in terms of software, there is a serious discussion we should have about Tesla's priorities for 2025 because, as I mentioned in a previous video, Elon basically confirmed that if you want full self-driving on your vehicle, like full unsupervised full self-driving, you need to have a hardware for a vehicle, which means that if you paid for full self-driving, Tesla's going to upgrade your full self-driving computer from hardware 3 to hardware 4. But if you haven't paid for full self-driving, you're going to have to either be out of luck or pay for it out of your own pocket and on your own dime, which just in a broader sort of general sense makes me very worried for what Tesla's plans are for their older vehicles. To me, it sort of seems like there's this tug of war happening at Tesla. There is a subset of employees and teams that really do care about trying to maximize the life of older Teslas. For example, we saw there was a big hubbub when the live weather radar came in the holiday update and it wasn't there on older Teslas. Tesla actually retroactively went in and added that. That was super cool to see a commitment to that software. But also at the same time, there is a subset of employees and teams that see the writing on the wall that older Teslas with Intel Atom processors and hardware 3 vehicles just are not where the future future of the company is going. In terms of maximizing the hardware in the vehicles, they're focused on hardware 4. And I don't really have any good advice for those of you with hardware 3 or Intel Atom Teslas, because it's very unclear where Tesla is going to go. It seems like Elon just sort of wants to cut the losses, so to speak, and just go all in on hardware 4 and just sort of abandon hardware 3 vehicles, while others at Tesla are actively looking for ways to maximize that experience for as long as possible, though again, writing us on the wall, the days definitely seem numbered. Now, again, I should mention all hope here is not lost, because we've sort of seen this happen before, and we have heard an increased amount of discussion and options about retrofit availabilities for other cars. For example, Tesla sort of has confirmed, basically through Elon's comments, there will be some sort of path, a paid path albeit, but there is a path from hardware 3 to hardware 4 that there will be a retrofit option available. Same goes for the front bumper camera. We've got new evidence just over the last week or so that Tesla is working on a retrofit option to bring a front bumper camera to older Model Ys, for example, that don't have it. So it seems like on one hand, Tesla's like, we're done. This is it. If you want the best experience, you got to get the newer car. But also they're sort of, being like, look, we've got retrofit options. We're going to bring ways for you to sort of change your car. We're going to try to maximize the software experience the best we can. I don't think this is a reason to panic. I think Tesla has shown a great commitment to their older vehicles, but also let's just be clear. There is a clear directive right now for hardware 4 vehicles, for the newer Teslas. That is where the priority is. And older vehicles, while they will sort of get some patchwork with retrofits, we don't know how extensive that's going to be. We don't know timeline. We don't know price. So if you've got an older Tesla with hardware 3 or you've got an Intel Atom processor, just sort of temper your expectations for 2025, because I have a feeling that more and more features will go to newer cars and not older cars, for better or for worse. So I'm curious, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Your thoughts on Tesla's 2025 plans? New discounts are good to see. Retrofit options are good to see. But also, I know a lot of you are hoping for CarPlay this year. That just isn't going to happen. Hopefully, Tesla is able to fix a lot of those shortcomings. Just let me know your thoughts down below, your thoughts on what you want to see from Tesla in 2025. I also want to take a moment here to showcase and highlight and thank some of my amazing partners, companies that are making amazing Tesla accessories that I love and you guys will love. Companies like Tesla Emblems, for example. If you guys have seen my uniquely wrapped Tesla key card or the plaid emblem on my Model X Plaid and you want to do the same thing, Tesla Emblems is the place to go. They've got custom decals for your charge port, for your center console, your Tesla key cards, and so much more. They've got so many amazing designs here that make it really fun and unique to customize your Tesla in a really interesting way. It's not just like your boring stuff here. There's Toy Story, there's superheroes, or just some really cool designs that complement your Tesla well. If you're looking for a fun and easy and affordable way to customize your Tesla and some of your Tesla products, like your key cards, for example, hit the link down below and learn more about what Tesla Emblems has to offer and check out their lineup today. And speaking of Tesla customization, if you want the best Tesla accessories for your vehicle, you want stuff that is super high quality, you want one place to go to find all the amazing accessories you want, you've got to go visit my friends at TPARTS. They've got everything from frunk lights, trunk lights, they've got interior upgrades, exterior upgrades, accessories like translucent controllers, and so much more. I have TPARTS accessories on every single one of my Teslas, and I love them for their quality. I love them for their innovative sort of design and uniqueness and their usefulness. TPARTS just has everything you'd want as a Tesla owner, and they've also got stuff for every single Tesla model. If you want to check it out and learn more about their lineup, hit the link down below and use my code Robert10 for 10% off your order at TPARTS. And if you stayed to the very end of the video and you want a free way to win some Amazon money, 3 simple things you got to do as always: like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below, and just let me know your thoughts on sort of Tesla in 2025, and let me know you stay to the end, and I'll pick a couple of you guys, and I'll contact you and give you some free Amazon money as a thank you. Thanks, guys, so much for your support. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see ya in the next one.